Okay. Welcome, Geminis. Thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be a look at some spiritual messages your spiritual team wants to pass on to you. I hope everybody is having an awesome January so far. Let me back this up just a little bit. Sorry, guys, with the whole adjustments. For some reason, I was having like a whole glitch hitting the live button. Anywho, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button if you want to see future readings from me. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified whenever I go live. Let's see what comes up. We're going to start with this really pretty deck. Forgot the name. Okay, so first card we have is Insight, if I can talk. And it's the Peach Selenite, and this represents the universal chakras. So with Insight coming up already, Geminis, the spiritual message here, for one, it's important that you're listening to the downloads that you're receiving during this time frame. A lot of the conclusions or understandings you could be coming to at this current moment, either through meditation or reflecting and sitting back and maybe just looking at things from a different point of view, is going to give you a chance to kind of rewrite your story. Or this insight is giving you a chance to kind of be freed from certain shackles energetically, okay? I also have Trust, and this is the Ammonite Kristal. This deck is so pretty. I'm always in awe whenever I look at it. But Trust, we also have Intuition. This is the Aquamarine Kristal. So with trust and intuition, again, this goes right back into what I was just saying. It's important that you're listening to your inner knowing. You could have the answers that you seek outside of yourself, that you don't even have to look outside of yourself for these answers. It's maybe just listening to self that could be important. Also, this doesn't just mean in the sense of like whether or not you could trust certain individuals or whether or not certain people are shady. This is more so in the sense of you feeling led to take action on certain things. Like if you feel led towards a career of helping people, or you feel led towards being maybe a tarot reader yourself, or, you know, sharing a message or putting a book out there, or some sort of creative thing that you feel like you want to express, there's a reason as to why you feel drawn to do this. It's important that you're not neglecting that insight or this nudge that you're having. But let's keep going. What is coming through for my Geminis? What are the spiritual messages they need to hear? Drop your shield. We have Protection Guardian. Whenever this card comes up, this is a clear message from your spiritual team that you don't have to be overprotective of self, because they're already protecting you. They already know what's tea, what's going on, what's up. So when you start to wonder like, oh, you know, is this a bad opportunity? Is this like spirit is going to remove you from spaces already, or they're going to do their part in keeping you from going down the wrong path, or keeping you from entertaining things that may not be in your best interest. So you don't have to be defensive. If anything, you should be in this energy of allowing yourself to go out of your comfort zone and not being scared or moving with this energy of fear. Yeah, and we have Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. Excuse me. Let's pull one more. We have Winter. Take care of your needs. Yeah, some of you have been really exhausted energetically, and it's important that you're taking like maybe an off day. And I know somebody's hearing this and is like, I cannot take an off day. I cannot do that. But you need to take care of yourself, okay? I'm also seeing where if it's cold where you're at, some of you really do need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself in the midst of that. Because some of you could be getting sick, I'm hearing too. So make sure if you are like in a place, if you're in an area where it's cold as of right now, you do need to make sure that you're like bundling up, making sure you're taking care of yourself in terms of like getting sick. Anywho, let's keep going. What are the spiritual messages? Oh no, not this deck, this one. What are the spiritual messages coming through for my Geminis that they need to hear at this moment? What do they need to hear? So we have Spark. I love the Spark card. So this talks about ideas, inspiration, desire, tapping into that desire to create. Okay, divine inspiration, basically. I also have Bone Collector. So this does talk about the wisdom that we gain from the experiences that we go through, and how it's important that you don't hold on to more so the trauma aspect of the things that you've went through, taking more so the lessons from it than the, okay, I'll never allow myself to date again, or I'll never, you know, trust family again because X, Y, and Z. It's making sure you're not holding on to that piece, but more so the lessons. And we also have One Ring Circus, which just talk about being able to handle things on your own, and also feeling like maybe you're on a journey by yourself and you don't maybe have the support that you need. But Spirit is trying to let you know that they're supporting you in their own way, and it's important that you don't operate out of this energy of being fearful of their help. Spirit helping you or spirit guiding you is gonna come in their own way, and it may not be in the way that you may want things to go or the way that you may envision it, but it's important that you know that you do have the support, and it's important that you don't be defensive towards blessings is kind of what I'm seeing. Being defensive towards starting something new. A lot of you have been inspired to create something for a while, but you've been in this energy of questioning whether or not people are going to support you, or whether or not it's something that you're truly meant to be doing. Like almost scared of imposter syndrome is what I'm kind of getting. Spirit is like, cast that out. Cast that out. And the only way that you could really beat imposter syndrome is showing up. Yeah, that's how you build confidence. Confidence is something that could be mastered, you know, something that you could teach yourself by trusting yourself, essentially. That's what the basis of confidence is. You being able to test your ability. So that's what Spirit wants you to do. Now, let's go ahead and get into the tarot. Geminis, what are the spiritual messages they really need to know? Okay, I have the World card in reverse. When it comes to a cycle that seems like it just won't close with the love interest here, okay, or someone in your life, it's important for you to, again, this goes right back into what I was saying with the Bone Collector card. It's important for you to take the meat and potatoes, which is the lessons, the things that you learned about yourself, things that you learned about, you know, the person that you may have had this cycle with. Or when it comes to a cycle in your life that you feel you want to bypass, whether that's a cycle of you feeling stuck or a cycle of you going through depression, it's important that you're allowing yourself to, again, take the lessons and leave the rest. We have the High Priestess, the Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, the Tower, the Page of Cups. Let's stop here. When it comes to a Pisces individual, in your life, or really doesn't matter the zodiac sign, I'm just throwing that out there for anybody who's specifically dealing with the Pisces. But when it comes to a connection you have in your life where someone is so inconsistent, they say one thing, then they say another, and then their actions are very unpredictable, it's important for you to recognize the pattern. See the pattern, avoid the pattern, because I think that this person is struggling with some sort of mental health stuff, or not mental health stuff, but maybe they're going through a struggle internally, I should say. And it could be manifesting in them showing up inconsistently, or there being some sort of like hot and cold approach, especially if this is someone who you like are dating or interested in. But it seems like, again, they say one thing, they do another, and it's just very confusing. That confusion could be rooted in them just needing a little bit of direction. So Spirit is saying, give them the space to figure that out, but stay away from the consistent pattern so that you don't get in this energy of feeling stuck, because this person's all over the place. Another thing I'm seeing too, Going back into the intuition thing, the more that you're listening to your intuition, the more that you'll feel like you have clarity and this ability to get focused again. Because a lot of you have been in your head in regards to some sort of tower moment where it exposed the foundation of something not being stable anymore. And again, if you're listening to your inner knowing and you're listening also or heeding the lessons that are necessary in terms of the situation, you'll be able to get past it and get the clarity that you need. And a lot of you have been, like I said, just a little bit scattered in terms of understanding this tower moment or what the purpose was, but there is a bigger lesson to it. I also have the Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Star card. So for my Geminis who has been in a space of like trying to build yourself back up health-wise and also in terms of your finances, I'm kind of getting. It's important that you don't stress spend. That was like a random message, but some of you could be like stress spending, or in the midst of you like working on your career or building yourself up, you could be wanting to give up too quick, and you could be right there before you reach some sort of like huge breaking point. So if you are like in school to maybe, you know, become some sort of doctor or something in your professional career, or there's some sort of creative thing that you do and you've been like deciding on whether or not you should give up, the message here is don't give up, because you could be so close. It's kind of like you have people who will be very dedicated to their career for years, and it will be, you know, like the 7th year of them doing whatever they're doing, then they get recognized, then they get, you know, support. So you don't want to give up too quickly just because maybe things haven't taken off as quickly as you would have liked, or it's taken a lot more time or consistency. Because the Knight of Pentacles, I always say this, the Knight of Pentacles is a slower moving pentacle, but it does represent the most, or it's the most stable pentacle card actually, because it talks about the foundation that's being laid. When you're taking your time and you're being diligent and you're paying attention to detail, there's so much that you can learn in the slowness of things. So I think that's the key thing here for you when it comes to your career. All right, what are the final messages for my Geminis? When it comes to a family relationship that you feel is very toxic, and the more that you try to heal that relationship with this family member, every time that you try to maybe communicate certain things that they've done or certain concerns that you have, and maybe it feels like they don't really take you in consideration, it's important that you give this person the space to maybe learn from their own mistakes. And I would be graceful with yourself in terms of you maybe like hurting in this whole process of having to either separate yourself from this person or do what's best for your mental health. Because for a lot of you, it is kind of eating you up that you have to maybe take a step back from a certain family member who you care about. But it could be for your best or for your mental health. Yeah, it's important that you also don't give someone the attention that they want. This could be someone who you work with. This person could be desperately wanting to have some sort of issue with you. And the more that you feed into it, the more that this person is going to feed off of that. So create clear boundaries. Also, I don't just see this in terms of like a family member. This could even be somebody who like is an ex, and they create their own problems. Like they just kind of self-sabotage with the situation and then turn around and want attention or want to be like forgiven for it, instead of actually taking the proper actions to make things work. They just choose to do things to get attention or to see if you will still give them the time of day. Do not give into this, okay? Protect your energy. But this is what I see. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed, definitely thumbs up the video, subscribe so you never miss a beat, and I will see you later. Bye, gems.